Hoorah. Let's get right into it. That's what you want to know, right? Let's get right into it. Words are spells. When I say spells, I'm talking about spells, spell casting, voodoo, witchcraft, using tones, sounds, and covert meanings to put an enchantment on someone. Not that words are used to cast spells, but that the words in this language and many other languages, this language being English and many other languages, are spells. I'm going to jump right into it. All right, boom. So, you have the alphabet to start with, right? Okay, so you have the alphabet. That's broken down into alpha and bet. Alpha and beta. That's what it stands for. Alpha and beta. So, alpha is the masculine and beta is the feminine. So you have the masculine and feminine principles. Letters, themselves are tones. So you had some are masculine, some are feminine, some are masculine, some are neutral. But for the most part, the powers that be acknowledge feminine and masculine letters, just like feminine and masculine numbers. Although they are threefold state of feminine, masculine, and neutral. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back and explain to you that there are covert. There is a covert elitist group of beings behind the scenes, running the world, and applying these principles within a system that they have created in order to enslave us for our energy. Our energy is our resource, ultimate resource for them. So I want you to really get that, right? This covert group behind the scene, we call them the EOS. They're not the president, the queen, the prime minister, or the dictator of such and such. Those people are only puppets, pawns, and soldiers. They have no real power. The real beings that are behind the scenes running stuff, you won't even ever see them, most likely. They just run stuff. Okay, so they created this system, this language, especially English, to entrap us. Now I'm going to go into the science of how. Let's get into it. Alpha, beta, alphabet. So you have the masculine and feminine principles. Then you have letters, right? So the alphabet is made up of letters. 26 in all. You divide 26 and a half, you get 13. I've been telling you about the number 13 for the longest. The 1 and the 3, the 31, 31, the 131, the 133, the 331, triple threes, stuff like that. But it's really the 3 and the 1s, right? Okay, cool. So that's that. So it divides into 2. Remember the word 2. 13 and 13 is 26. It's a science for that. I'll come back to that. Then you have the letters. They're made up of letters. So we have the word letters. Now I'm going to jump over here to this real quick. Willfully, I did enough to get us past that. And I'm going to jump over here to this because I want y'all to see certain things. Alright, cool. Alright. So where's the letters at? I don't see it here. Oh, right there. So we have letters. Letter. Right? Letter. Let her. Now you have to go into the science. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But what I'm going to say is let her. Allow her. What does that mean? Remember I just went into alpha, beta? Alpha, beta, alphabet is the masculine and feminine principle. The woman, her, is the masculine and feminine principle in one. She's the feminine masculine principle, but ultimately both. The male is just the masculine principle. That's due to losing part of his X gene, because the male is nothing but the female with a part of the Y gene missing. You know, I said the X, the Y gene, pardon me. XX is the woman, XY is the male. When you lose part of the X, it makes a Y. So that's the male is the female missing a part of the chromosome. So now I'm going to go into this, right? You have words. You have the alphabet, which are consisting of letters. You use those letters to spell. Spell is to an enchantment or some type of sorcery placed on one. Like when you cast a spell on someone. You do it with, you also use those letters to form words. A word is a wand. Wand, like a magic wand. When you wave your wand and you write words. Write also means ritual. When you take out that W right there, boom. Right? Write is short for ritual or a spell. You have pen and pencil. Those are the things that you typically write with, right? Pen and pencil. Pen is a holding place or a type of prison for animals, like a pig pen, a bull pen, a goat pen, whatever, wherever you lock animals up is a pen. And a pencil is a pencil, seal, as in to put a cap on it or close it so that it can't open anymore, or so that it's closed, not permanently, but sufficiently. Okay, then you have sheet of paper and chalk. I'll come back to those. You have sentences. You write words form sentences, right? When you get arrested, you get sentenced, or you experience sentencing when you're going back to that bullpen, that pen, pencil, sentence. Words form sentences. Okay, then you have paragraphs. Paragraphs is really pair of graphs. What is a graph? Graph is a chart to show you how something is working. That goes back to what I was speaking about earlier with the alpha beta. Two, the feminine and the principal. Two graphs or two charges. So we have two charts, the feminine and the masculine, but the two charts are also based on which path are you going to take. One path is the pen, meaning being sealed in the pen, imprisoned. You're going to be imprisoned in their world. You're going to work for them as a prisoner, a spiritual, mental, and emotional type prisoner, or you're going to experience death, being the walking dead. And I'll come into that in a minute. You have page. Page is what the letters are written on, the words are written on. It forms a page. Paragraphs add up to a page. A page is also the summon. Like when they say paging Dr. So-and-so to the office, it's a summon. You're summoning something. So you have spell with a wand. You're doing a ritual that's summoning something. Now, we already talked about let her. So you have cursive and print. First of all, grammar comes from this word, grimoire, which means to cast spells or book of spells. So that kind of tells you overall what's going on. But then you jump into this, where you see characters. When you type out letters, they call them characters. When you write them, they're characters also, but really when you type them or whatever, characters, remember, characters are fictitious people playing a fictitious part in a script. So that's telling us that we're in a script. That's what the pencil, the being sealed in a pen, we're through these words and ritual, we're trapped into a character that's not really us. Then you have books. When you get arrested, they call that being booked. Right? So you get into it. You pages form what? Books. You have the alphabet letters that form words. Words form sentences. Sentences form paragraphs. Paragraphs form pages. Pages form chapters. I didn't get to that part yet. Oh, that's what I was supposed to say over here. Chapters. Chapters. Chapters are segments of a whole. That's something that we need to really glance on real quick. Remember, it's paragraphs, chapters, pair of graphs. So there's different category. A chapter is just a part of a whole, like a subsidiary of a whole. So if you can have an organization with two chapters, meaning two different parts, working for the same thing. So that's what it is, chapters. Then you get down here, you have cursive. Cursive is a way of saying curse. Curse means to put some type of negative spell on someone, as in the sense of to damn someone, or to cast some type of connotation on someone to wish them evil. That's what a curse really is, not profanity. A curse is when you say something of that sort. Then you have here print. You print out letters or words or whatever, stuff like that. So then when you're dealing with printing, when you get fingerprinted, then you have the letters, the vowels, vowels. Vow means a commitment or an oath. Els is the Hebrew word for God, El. But the Hebrew word for God is incorrect. What they're really talking about is the Eos, those that are behind the scenes running the world. They are the real gods, or want to be the real gods, and they want us to take a vow to them or oath to them. So you have AEIOU. AE is a whole nother science that I'm not going to get into right now, but IOU is I owe you, like and a debt. Then sometimes why they say they will tell you sometimes why, but other times you have to figure out why, or you just be asking why. Then you have now. A now mean now. NOW, which is really the concept of past, present, future. There's no such thing as past, present, and future. There's only the eternal now. All of them are happening at once. But what they do is they control your past by teaching you to pass through these words, letters, and ideas, and they teach you to behave, how to behave in the future and be in the future through this. And they teach you this in what they call a present. So that's what the now is, how they control your past and your future through this moment. Then you have pass, when you progress or you move on, like pass a test or graduate, pass a grade or whatever. But pass is also to die. So as you can see, they push a lot of death and they push a lot of imprisonment. Those are the two graphs. Those are the paragraphs. You could choose death or imprisonment. It's one or the other for you. It can't be both. You choose one. You either go to their schools and learn their language and you elevate within their system, or you are the walking dead within their system. Just like when you get a job, you get hired, but when you lose your job, you get fired, hell, down, below. That's they teach us hell's below, right? So fired is fire, hell, higher, you're getting higher. So you either moving up in their system or you're moving down in their system. Just to let y'all know, that's the breakdown for now, part 1. I'm not your average priest. It's not your grandma's religion. Might not like you, but I love you. Remember to remember. Like, share, subscribe. Rahul.